been an interesting journey to do this, share my thoughts and my voice on here consistently. And yeah, I've been inspired by some people, some friends, people in community that like are also on this tip right now, or I don't know what to call it, but on this wave, I guess, of like, let me put my artistry and creativity, and people have been doing this before me. I've only just been doing this for some days now, but yeah, I'm excited to see, like, it's already been a process of like shedding my own layers of like caring so much about what people think of me, or like what's actually even the fear of if somebody watches me and cringes, or what if I cringe at myself about what I just said yesterday, and it's like, that was yesterday and I'm me now, and I don't need to keep proving to anyone or updating people about how more correct I am or whatever, it's just like being with the emergence of myself. And this is not like something I think everybody has to do, or even I have to do, but it is interesting to experiment with myself, and as an exercise of kind of embracing myself in this way too. And I think if I think back on more recent years, and definitely like with the support of having like really loving friends, family and community who have made it maybe a little more softer for me to embrace myself in shapes and sizes and expressions that really like repelled other people, whether it's like my more like sexual expressions or my like political, like thoughts, or my more spiritual kind of woo-woo expressions, or I don't know, maybe blasphemous to like the way that I was brought up, in community, religious community, or but I think that for me personally, it has been a very liberating process to tune into and give myself permission to like, who am I right now, and what do I feel is like right to me in my mind and my heart, being in communication with people that help me expand that, but like, or even with my own body too. I think even as I was like, so like, I fuck fat phobia and stuff, like, and just really love like so many, all the shapes and sizes of bodies, and can find beauty and, everyone, like all kinds of, expressions. But yeah, just like the internalization of a lot of these oppressive forces that make us feel like we still have to conform, or we have to look a certain way, or be put together a certain way, or for me, like, had to, try to stay thin, or not for my health, but really because of this like external kind of like internalized, oppressive force that made me feel like I had to like never eat carbs, or I had to like always put on makeup before I left the house, or yeah, I used to spend a lot of money that I didn't have, putting them on credit cards. Like, all of these things could be for fun, like getting nails done and my lashes done. I used to do that stuff regularly, but I can't really say that I did it for self-care. I think a lot of people do, and it's a fun thing, and more power to you. But I think for me, it was like experiencing, like catering my life to other people's gazes, and that gets really depleting, And yeah, I think like during the pandemic, I really allowed myself to lean into the experiment of like, I really needed the comfort of sugar during that time, like starting out as a therapist in a more, you know, in my own kind of containership, and then global crises happening and holding space for people when I'm also like going through, you know, the same things, and just kind of allowed myself to gain weight and explore like what is it like to be in a different shape. And I think I allowed myself, not even allowed, I just let go of the constrictions, and I think I gained like 40 to maybe 50 pounds, and you know, couldn't fit into the clothes I had anymore and stuff, but just like kept looking, you know, doing a practice of like looking at myself in the mirror naked and just really trying to like peel back the layers on my own eyes to be like, can you find beauty here, or can you see yourself? And it wasn't easy, and it's sometimes, you know, things can still revert, but actually I guess I'll also say like being naked in front of like my own friends literally and symbolically, or whatever, literally and figuratively, like just like just being in my true expression in that moment and being like loved and held and received really did help something a very tender part of me just really feel like I could cultivate that within myself too, where just needing that validation less and less and less and less till I'm just like, I don't know, I don't have the extra layer of like having to perceive myself by someone else, and just kind of seeing what I can hear within myself when I'm just listening to what's coming from inside. And this isn't perfection, like I haven't reached some kind of like, you know, pinnacle of something, but I can say it's definitely not in the same spot it was before. And yeah, this is another experiment that I am doing, and yeah, it does like do something in me. There's like an edge of risk of some sorts here, you know, and I don't know, I've lost, it's not even followers, you know, literally have lost like friendships and for being in my expression, or lost community in the past. But if I'm not here embracing my own emergence and cringy moments, so who else is gonna be there, you know? Like certainly it's not gonna attract people who really actually vibe with me, you know? Anyways, I'm kind of circling around over here, but this is my blabbing for today.